Hello, and welcome to another one of my videos. This is one of my spur of the moment videos, and as you can tell, I got a new device, so I don't have to shout when I talk to the camera, which is nice. So now I can use a more proper teaching voice, I guess I could say. Today we're gonna do yoga, and as you can tell, I don't have yoga pants, so I'm just wearing my Bob Ross pajamas. But before we do yoga, I wanted to tell you exactly what yoga is. So, what really is yoga? A lot of us just see it as an exercise that calms the mind, strengthens our body, and improves our health. That is actually partially true. It is an ancient Indian practice uniting the mind, the body, and the spirit through physical postures or asanas, breathing techniques, pranayama, and meditation. It originated as a spiritual practice, but now, as you know it, it is practiced for physical fitness, stress relief, and overall well-being. Where did yoga originate? On top of being an ancient Indian practice, 3 religion or philosophies use them in their practices. You have Hinduism, which is the first. Uh, Yoga is one of their 6 orthodox philosophical schools or darshanas of Hinduism, aiming for union with the divine, Brahman, and spiritual liberation, moksha. Then we move on to Jainism. Here it is focused on spiritual discipline and liberation. And in what I follow, Buddhism, it focuses on meditation. It is also integrated into practices for enlightenment. And then there are 4 types of yoga. A lot of people follow the first 2, which is hatha and vinyasa. So hatha is foundational, often a gentler style focusing on basic postures and breath, which is great for beginners. Vinyasa, flowing dynamic sequences, linking breath with movement. Then we move on to, and I apologize if I missay this one, Iyengar, which focuses on precise alignment, often using props. And then restorative or yin, slow pacing, deeply relaxing styles. So that's really the basics of what yoga actually is. And now we're going to move on to actually doing the yoga. So the 2 flows I'm going to do today are the same. It's called the sun salutation. There's an easy one and then a more difficult one. These are the 2 I'm familiar with. There's a ton of different versions of the sun salutation. Mine doesn't even come out of this book, which I find very handy. It's called The Book of Yoga by Christina Brown. It's a very good book. It came out in, I believe, 2004, and I get a lot of my stuff out of this. But there really isn't a wrong or right way to do yoga. The way I'm showing you deals with breaths. I was originally shown the sun salutation doing a breath of pose. And while I could do it, I've tried that technique with others and they've nearly passed out. So what I do is I'm going to do 10 breaths in between each pose. But let me stop babbling and we'll move on to the yoga. All right, now it's officially time to do the easy sun salutation. And got to remove stuff I don't want to get damaged or that'll be possibly slightly in the way. You never want to let your beads touch the ground. 45 up here, but yoga's supposed to warm you up. So We'll see how that goes. Beads go on top of that. I got my instructions here just so I don't forget. So I'm going to do it sideways, just so you could see the whole thing. So, standing mountain pose, 10 breaths. Arms extended. Let me move on this for the next step. So arms extended, up, and the next one is standing forward bend. So you don't have to be able to do this your first time. So standing forward bend, it's going all the way down. And you move up into a half forward bend. And you move on and do a half plank. And that's why this is here. And then the cobra pose. Then downward facing dog. Walk it up. And then you walk it up even more to the half bend again. Then you do the full one. Then you re-extend up. And then you go back to the mountain pose. And that's one set of it. That's the easy one. Now we're going to move on to the more difficult one. So for this, the easy one, even the more difficult one, I'm generally going to do 2 or 3 at a time. But since I'm moving from one to the other, I'm just going to do one of each. So let's flip this over to the next one. So that first one was 11 poses. This one, however, is 19. So this one I don't traditionally do. I traditionally do my other one that I created, but I wanted to show you this one. So, as the other one, you start with the standing mountain pose. 10 breaths, as always. Move on to the chair pose. Here's a favorite for the people that aren't that flexible, the full down one. To the half forward bend. To the half plank. Look familiar so far? To the cobra. To the downward facing dog. And now to where it changes, the warrior pose. So that says lead with the right on this first one. Slightly bend the back. Straight back into the half plank. Back to the cobra. Downward dog. Now the left foot, extend out, bend, foot, and guess what? Back to the half plank. Cobra pose. Downward dog. Ooh, I'm getting worn out. On our way back up to the half forward bend. The full forward bend. The chair pose. And then back to the mountain pose. Then you would do that again. And man, breaking a sweat in 45-degree weather is kind of impressive. But I hope you enjoyed the video on these two yoga routines that are, first one's for beginners, second one not so much because even I'm worn out. But I hope my steps help you. I know they aren't super accurate to yoga experts, but if that helps for beginners. But as always, thank you for watching. For this, I'll just say live a healthier life, and namaste. All right, let's get this warrior pose done correctly first. All right. So this is going to be, it says right first. Okay. Slightly turned. Try that again. There we go.